Oh my God. Uh,
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin
hey.
and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erika, is with us tonight. Erika, please stand.
She's already standing. Oh my God.
So all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under.
Hi guys, welcome. So let's talk about this video that is currently going viral of Erika Kirk at the Donald Trump State of the Union address last night. And this went viral, and another clip that went viral was the clip of the mother of the young lady from Ukraine who was unalived by the mentally ill person. I believe her name was Erika. So her mom was also there. We're going to talk about the reason why TPUSA and Erika cannot afford to sue Candace. Okay, so before we go into that, let me quickly share this with you because this was interesting. Somebody posted this and they wrote, so they posted this. They actually they actually at Erika Kirk, and they say, "Here's what actual grief. Here's what actual grieving looks like." By the way, for future reference, because if you know, the consensus is that Erika is basically faking it. Her grief is not real. And so this is the mother of the Ukrainian immigrant that was unalived. Irina is her name, I believe. So this is the mom, and she's been introduced, and so the camera, and she's been introduced, and this is how she's responding, as you can see. And this happened, yeah, as you can see, she's obviously handling the unaliving of her daughter. As you can see, real tears, real tears. She's obviously handling the unaliving of her daughter, very, very differently than Erika is handling it. I guess this is why Erika made sure to let everybody know that no, we all grieve differently. Oh my gosh, I bet Erika is somewhere wishing they had not put her next to this lady. You can actually see she doesn't even care about doing makeup. Look at her face. Her face is like no makeup, no whatever. Whereas Erika, on the other hand, she has makeup all over her face. She has jewelries all over her face. And it is so disgusting. Nobody, no MAGA idiot, no Erika cultist can come here and tell me that, oh, why are you doing this and that about Erika? This is real grief, okay? This is real grief. This is how people grieve. Again, like I said, grief, yeah, there's an argument to be made that everyone grieve differently, but there is also a baseline. Okay, there is also a baseline to grief, that there is a special thing that must happen. Everyone that is grieving, Erika has not shown that. Erika has not shown that. So, and that's the reason why people are just like, nobody's buying it, okay? Nobody's buying the nonsense that TPUS is trying to force feed to people. And so, yeah, so that's the mother. Let me play this again. This is the family, the parents of the Ukrainian immigrant, Irina. I don't want to butcher her name. Irina Zaruska, the one that was unalived by the mentally ill person while she was, in the inside of public transportation. So this is the parent. This is the mom. As you can see, she doesn't care to put on the makeup. She doesn't care to put on hair extension. She doesn't care. Left to her, she would rather just be home grieving the loss of her daughter. But it is the president of the United States who has invited her, so she feels obliged to come. And so, as you can see, again, like I said, I'm sure Erika is somewhere wishing, and she's just mounting, bless you, bless you. Oh my God, Erika, Eric, this is why people always say that you are faking it. This is why people don't believe you. This is why people think you're fake. Like, even her facial expression, just look at her facial expression. Let me remove this. Just look at Erika's facial expression. Like, it's so fake. Let me go ahead and remove this thing so that you guys can see Erika's expression. Look at her facial expression. Like, it is giving fake. And people can actually see this. And this is why people are just not buying this. Like, she's trying so hard. Oh my goodness. Oh, Erika, give it a rest. I think the best way that Erika can save herself before being even more exposed is to just stay away from the spotlight for a while. Just stay away from the spotlight. Let people believe that you are actually grieving, even though we know better. But let people pretend as if you're grieving. Let people be misled into thinking that you are actually grieving the passing of your so-called beloved husband. Do you get? I think that's what Erika needs to do. So let me go ahead and play this before we get to the
arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America.
Isn't it interesting how Trump is saying that Irina had escaped a brutal war? Meanwhile, Trump and the Republican Party are literally siding with Russia. The reason why Irina escaped a brutal war was because Trump's buddy, Vladimir Putin, invaded Ukraine. That's what led to Irina fleeing her country. Okay. But today, you would think that with everything that is happening now, Trump will have a rethink and actually support Ukrainians' right to exist, Ukraine's right to be a sovereign nation. But no, all of this is just face value. All of this is just showboating, because he has seen the numbers going into the State of the Union address. He has seen the numbers, and he knows the numbers are not in his favor. And so he's willing to do whatever to maybe pull some of his supporters back to him again. But outside of just talking, oh, she fled a brutal war, what have you done to make sure that the Russian invasion that took place in Ukraine, what have you done to make sure that the Ukrainian people, they get their country back? Nothing. Instead, Trump is leveraging people. He's leveraging them for his own needs. Again, this is just part of the act. This is just part of what he does to like deceive and mislead people. That's what he does. But the point of this is, it's important to point out Trump's hypocrisy and just lies and just selfishness and self-centeredness. But I also wanted you guys to take a look at Irina's mother. You see real grief. You see real tears. No makeup. Not trying to act as if, no, it just happens naturally. It just comes naturally because it is real. Because she really did, in fact, lost her daughter. Compare that to Erika Kirk. Compare that to how Erika Kirk, she's all dolled up. Erika is all dolled up, and she has makeup from now to the nines, and she's just living her best life unbothered. But yet they want people, look at her, with her fakeness. Yet she's probably envious of this woman. She's like, gosh, you can cry on cue. Why can't I do that? Why can't I cry on cue like you? It's so effortless when you do it, but when I do it, the internet is always mocking me. The internet is always shaming me. The internet is always figuring me out. The internet is always onto me. They don't believe me because I am so obvious. That's probably what she's thinking just looking at Irina's mother. Again, like I said, these are two women who are grieving the loss of their loved ones, and I use that word very, very generously when it comes to Erika. But look at how both of them are. These are two people who recently lost a very loved one in a very violent and very brutal way. You see how both of them are? One does not even look like she has lost anything, like probably nothing. But the other one, you can actually say she's grief-stricken. You can see the look on her face. She looks, dejected and miserable and sad. And yet someone wants to come and tell you, being pushed by this narrative about how everyone grieves differently. No, there is a baseline. There is a baseline. Yeah, everyone grieves differently, but there are certain things there are certain characteristics of grief that you cannot deny. You can't skip. It's just natural. It's a universal language. And that is what Erika is missing. And that's the reason why people are not buying whatever she's selling, whatever she's trying to force feed us. So let's go ahead and talk about this influencer who basically released a statement announcing that he was offered money. So this is Matt Wallace. So he went on his social media and he says, full disclosure, I was offered money today to say bad things about Candace Owens and I turned it down. So this is what they're doing now. This is where they are, trying to beg people, trying to offer money. I'm not even surprised, okay? It's always nice to get confirmation, but I'm not surprised because if you look at the way Erika and TPUSA, and in fact, if you look at the way all of these influencers have been going hard, if you look at the way they've been going, you can just tell that none of these people are doing it out of the goodness of their heart. None of these people are doing it out of real conviction. All of these attacks are very obviously motivated by some kind of incentives that they are getting from doing it. That's what I have always felt. And so it's always nice to have somebody validate my feelings about all of this, because if you also look at it, they all have the same talking point. The talking points are the same. They use the same words because they need to reinforce it so that their viewers can pick it up and start regurgitating it. It is what they do. So it was nice to hear someone like this. And I'm sure that there are so many others who maybe accepted it and who are obviously not going to come out and say, I was paid, or even others who rejected it, who refused the offer, but they still don't want to come out and say, hey, I was paid, I was offered money to say bad things about Candace. There are so many people like that. They just I have rejected this offer, and so let me just move on with my life. But yeah, it's always nice when you have someone who's bold enough to come out and be like, none of these things you're seeing is happening organically. None of these people are doing any of these things because they truly care about Charlie or Erika, or they actually believe Erika, or they actually believe that Erika is innocent. None of these people are doing it because of that. Most of these people are doing it because there is something to be gained. There is monetary incentives. They have been offered money. And it's so easy to clock them. It is so easy to clock them. And yeah, now let's move on to why Erika will not be suing Candace Owens. Okay, I've talked about this before, but it's always nice to reinforce that statement, to have somebody who shared the same opinion. So let me go ahead and share this with you guys. So there you go.
Okay, now, admittedly, I have never made a point to really use Twitter or X. My presence over there is like minuscule compared to that of other platforms. So maybe it's just that I don't understand the game, but I keep seeing tweets like this one and I respond to them and then they just keep popping up. I suppose that's the algorithm at work, but like, are these people for real?
And the tweets, let me see if I can highlight the tweets so that you guys can see what is being said. The tweet is basically saying, I'm genuinely, I'll go over, let's just let her finish and I'll go over the tweet.
Are these, is it like you just post the most ridiculously obvious thing to like purposely rage bait people to engage with your post and that's how you get traction on X? Is that the game over there? Because I'm not going to play that. But if anybody's wondering about this, I just will take 5 seconds and explain it to you. You want to know why nobody has sued Candace Owens from Turning Point USA or Erika Kirk personally or Charlie Kirk's family or anything like that. You want to know why they haven't sued her? The answer is very simple. Because you cannot sue someone for defamation when what they're saying about you is true. Yeah. So chew on that.
There you go. And you know what is so interesting? This is so true. This is what I have always felt. And even Candace has said herself has been like, sue me. Okay, there's going to be a discovery process. And the discovery process is going to be like, okay, Candace is going to have a chance, have an opportunity to like basically ask them for their books, ask them for private information, private documentation that are all going to be made public should they pursue legal action. That's just how it is. Okay, whatever it is that they're trying to protect, suing Candace makes them vulnerable because it's only going to expose all of those things. Candace has as much right to all of their information so that she can defend herself. So this is what she was reacting to. Somebody posted this alongside Candace's trailer, and the person, I'm genuinely puzzled as to why TPUSA or Erika Kirk haven't sued Candace Owens yet. What am I missing? Sincerely asking here. Yeah, that's a good question. If you were really sincerely asking and not just being facetious, sarcastic, whatever. Yeah, they know why they can't sue. They know because she's going to be allowed access to a lot of things that these people would rather have buried, a lot of information that they would rather have buried. And that is the reason why they're not going to sue Candace. Because, yeah, all of those things she's going to have, it's her right to have like all those discovery stuff. Yeah, she's going to have access to them. They have no right. They can't turn her down. Heck, Emmanuel Macron's wife is promising that when she gets to court, she's going to prove biologically that she's a woman. That's what happens. That's what happens. And that's the reason why they can sue. Let me know what you guys think. Like and share. I'll catch you later. Bye.